Hello and welcome. What the fuck? We'll just restart that. Blip, 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 blip. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Three's a Crime, a true crime podcast. I'm Tori.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Lindsey.
And that's our intro.
Here we are professional podcasters.
We're podcasters, bitches.
Lindsey gave me the coolest fucking picture for my birthday, and I am definitely, can I post it on Instagram? Because I am obsessed with it. It has like inspired, it was like the thing that like inspired me to start painting because I fucking loved it so much. I'm going to post a picture of it.
I had it for like 5 years, just no or more, sitting in the basement.
The second I walked into her house, I was like, what is that? It's super, I don't even know the word, like spooky. I'm super into it. I don't know. It's like spooky and I love it. Before we start, do we want to shout out some new patrons?
Yes,
we
please.
do.
We have Danielle, who is in.
I think she's $10.
Danielle is $10.
The talent.
The talent. So thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Danielle. I love you.
I love you. And then we have Bronislava.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yeah. As far as I know.
Who we love. We love her. We'll tag her.
Yeah.
As some of you know, if you follow us closely, I've basically started a branch of a rescue. And
surprise!
So in addition to podcasting and a full-time job, I didn't have enough to do.
Yeah.
And so
she's like the laziest person we fucking know. She never does anything.
So I have been working on bringing up dogs from Texas who are in high kill shelters, and we focus primarily on the dogs that are on the euthanasia list. So literally every one of these is a life saved. But the problem that I'm having, as is every rescue across the United States is that there aren't enough fosters. And right now I have multiple dogs in my house, and I can't bring any more up until I have fosters. So if you would like to meet me and you're local to Spokane / Northern Idaho. So if you're local to Spokane and you are interested in fostering, you can email Three's a Crime and we'll get it to me, and I can follow up with you. The rescue provides crates, bedding, food, medical. The dogs when they get up here are already spayed or neutered.
And if you have any question, like if you ever thought about it, like just ask us questions. Like even just like
what to expect when you're expecting a foster dog. I will talk you through the whole thing. You get full support as well. We don't just hand you a dog and say, great, we'll let you know when it's adopted. So that's my little...
That's our shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
You can find my rescue page on Facebook at Tail, Tail, of a Nomad / Cause I Matter Northwest, and on Instagram at Tail of a Nomad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
There's also some seals on the screen if you want.
I know.
Oh, God. All right. Can I talk about the seal sea lion thing?
Well, I mean, if
you have the floor, my friend.
All right. So I had told them about going to San Francisco and going to Fisherman's Wharf and going to see the seals. And then I don't know what happened. It was this week, right? Was it this past week?
When you said the Fisherman's Wharf thing, yeah, it was like a few days ago.
Yeah. So I realized, because they keep making fun of me about seals.
Because every time a seal shows up on the screen, we're like, Tori, seals.
Yeah.
Because they show up on my
seals.
screen all the time.
Seals.
Yeah.
I realized that they're not seals at Pier 39. They are
sea lions.
Sea lions.
Which are much bigger.
And
much
more
different.
Angrier.
Much different.
Much angrier.
They're not.
Much angry.
They
They're
just
not
look scary.
angry.
We tried to walk up to one on our honeymoon. Literally, it was in the middle of the night.
A
We went on a
wild one?
walk. Yeah, we went on a walk. We went to Oregon for our anniversary, and we were like just walking on the dock, and we could hear and see all the sea lions, and like all the boats were.
They're like.
Yeah, all the boats were docked, parked,
Yeah.
harbored. I don't know. And I was like, I kind of want to see how close we can get to one before they'll jump off. And not close, but it almost made me shit myself when he like, boo, like flew into the water in this giant splash. And I was like, nope. And I'm on a dock, so as soon as he moved, it was like, and I was like, no, no, thank you.
That's awesome.
I also wanted to say one more thing. Everyone's been asking me how Alma is. She is okay. I appreciate everybody. She was in the hospital for 5 days, but she's home and she's good now. Lindsey,
Our boys.
yeah, has named them our boys. So, Mida Incorporated. So we became patrons of their podcast, and we just got our package, and they're so sweet because we were their first ones. They gave all three of us our own little set. So we got a sticker, two stickers, a pin, like a
little button pin.
like a button. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then a pen, like a writing pen.
It's a real good pen.
Koozies came with a
like
a
Yeah, which I thought was so cool.
Which fits into the koozie,
Which
as
attaches to the
Brilliant.
koozie.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's fucking brilliant.
And they gave us like a little note with their Facebook and their Instagram and stuff. So go be patrons of their podcast. Again, to go fucking listen to the story of Harley's dad. That one's a doozy, man.
That is worth the
hard.
monthly Patreon.
Yeah.
Due, just to hear that
Seriously.
story.
So
Hi.
Lindsey. Lindsey. We need like a song. Oh my God, when we say it's Lindsey's week, what if it was, oh no, what if it was like all of her sounds? And then, I wonder what all of our sounds would be.
That's
Which would be things like, yeah, blip, blip, blip.
Yeah.
Or it could be, or again.
So, I will work on the sounds. But this week is Lindsey's week.
It's my week. It's my week.
We need like a song.
It's my week.
Lindsey is here.
She is the profession.
She's the profession. Lindsey. Boopity bop bop.
What in the good God fuck is what? Oh my God, why? No. Oh no. No. That's beautiful.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. God, I hate myself.
Emily's become Vin Diesel since we haven't seen each other.
I am Vin Diesel.
Lindsey, who are we hearing about today?
Today we're going to hear about the Hollywood Ripper.
Okay, that's a cool name. No, fuck that guy, whoever he is.
He got a way better name than he should have.
It's an interesting.
It sounds like an
Hollywood
attraction.
Yeah,
Like-
seriously. That is exactly
It
in
does.
Mormon land.
His real name is
Mormon land.
Mormon Land.
Everything is
Mormon land.
beige, and they just don't have coffee or alcohol. It's the
They all
worst amusement park.
Tumbleweeds.
All right. His real name is Michael Gargiulo.
Gargiulo.
I had to spell it out how I say it because I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just Gargiulo. Oh, it's kind of how I spell it.
Gargiulo.
Julio.
Oh, I was adding an extra E. I was saying Gargiulio.
That's
That's
it.
But wait, spell it again.
Gargiulo.
Gargiulo. Oh.
Oh my
E-O.
god.
But she just...
Jewel.
All right, anyway. Like, it's fine. Let's move it along.
This
I'm
is
not
the
going
pants. This is the pants thing all over again. What are they? Pants.
But what do Americans call what they wear? Pants.
Okay, but what do they call pants?
Pants.
Wow, we haven't seen each other in a minute.
No, it's
true.
been it's
Oh,
been far
fuck.
too long.
I'm just gonna call him Mike.
That sounds great.
Garge.
I have lots of names for him.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 1993.
Oh,
Sitting
that's the year I was born.
Oh, it's your birthday day.
Oh.
Year. Nope, not day. I go through the whole year
Cool.
because
Be sure to mention on July 20th, I
I
was brought into the world.
She clawed her way
I
out.
clawed my way. What was the comment someone left that said Happy Womb Eviction
Eviction
Day?
Day.
Was it Heidi? I
That's
think
Heidi.
it was Heidi.
That's Heidi. Yep.
That was funny.
Okay. It's 1993. Bill Clinton has been sworn in as the 42nd president.
Hasn't gotten his dick sucked by Monica
Not
Lewinsky
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
As far as we know, I mean.
Yeah.
What?
A van bomb that was parked below the North Tower of the World Trade Center exploded, killing 6 and injuring over 1,000.
Yeah, so that was for you young folks.
The
that was
original World Trade
That
Center.
was the first
Yeah.
World Trade Center.
That was in
bombing.
1993.
That was in
Mhm.
1993.
So much shit happened in 1993 because I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of want to set how it was then, but then I was like, oh my God, I have to add on these things. 2 days after that, the whole Waco shit starts and ends in mass fire after 51 days of a standoff, killing 76 people, including David Koresh, who was the head of the cult that he started.
Oh, sorry. It's just that when the look on your face, I was like, does she not know the name David Koresh?
I
You just-
don't.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you really don't?
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about Waco or who that person is or anything. I don't even know
Branch
about.
Davidians,
I had to
nothing?
go
I've
back
never
and
heard
like
that.
learn about it
See,
because
yeah,
I
and-
wasn't taught it. We weren't taught that.
Well,
like-
and you were quite young because so 1993 is the year that the fall of 93 is when I started high school. So the Branch Davidians were a split off of Seventh-day Adventists.
7 days, yeah.
And then David Koresh branched off his own Branch Davidians, and they were a cult. He said he was God.
Yeah.
They had
Oh
a
my God.
compound.
It's the exact same thing as that dude who did it with Mormons.
Yeah.
The fucking he fucking branched off from Mormonisms and created fundamentalist Mormons
Yeah.
and was
Yeah.
marrying child brides
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
95 wives.
And he's still actively teaching in prison.
Yeah.
Actively has wives and
they'll
shit.
go back and forth.
It's gross.
Yeah.
He'll
It's
call and
really
give them
sad.
whatever he has to say for the day, and then or he
Oh,
calls
side
them.
note, Evil Lives Here has a great episode on it. I'll post it in the show notes.
Yeah.
On April 28th, women were finally allowed to fly warplanes.
In 1993?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's why I put it in there. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
That is goddamn ridiculous.
Also, the shit show of the West Memphis 3 begins.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, and in 1993, wasn't that all around Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a
yes,
big thing?
that's when Clinton put in Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Right. Which
Later
is
in the year.
such a cop out.
Oh, it's not. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually really kind of offensive, frankly, but
Yeah.
I get he was trying to ease the country into it.
the
yeah.
literal idea was just we pretend it's not happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
Like
much.
they were it was basically
I
don't
mean, I
show
guess-
that, don't let people know and we won't ask.
I could
Yeah.
see. I mean, I don't think it's great, but I could see how you'd be okay, this might work. It just kind of.
Well, yeah. It was
Well, it was a way to get the Republicans on board because they were never going to be
welcoming, so we just prefer they're just
So
we
then
prefer
it's
that we
just-
just don't even know. We're
yeah,
just
yeah.
in
don't
complete
tell
denial.
us. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't be too gay, and
Yeah.
we won't ask you about it.
Okay. So the West Memphis starts. River Phoenix dies of a drug overdose.
Oh shit.
That was to my teenage heart because
Yeah.
I was in love with River Phoenix.
He was...
And then Joaquin grew up, and I was like, now you're the man. That's another whole story. It's so goddamn tragic.
Joaquin named his baby River.
Oh,
and I cried when I find that out. Find that out.
When I find that out.
When I find it out.
He dies of an overdose. Jurassic Park is released.
Oh, I just watched movies that made us about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It was good. That's a good show. It's on Netflix. The movies that made us. It's all like 80s and 90s movies that I don't loved.
I don't like the guy who's like, oh, and there's this thing that blah blah blah.
Oh, like the narrator, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I tried.
The second season, I think, is actually a woman. She's equally annoying, but I love like Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies, and I love knowing that one of the studio execs wanted to call it The Man from Pluto. He thought that was a better title.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers debuts on Fox Kids.
Oh, damn.
Fucking loved Fox Kids.
I don't remember Fox. Well, good dog. Yeah. I didn't live in 1993.
I got to meet the local host of the show, and it's Charlie Schmidt, and he's the owner of the original Keyboard Cat.
Wasn't that like a YouTube sensation or something? Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
It was like one of the original. If you saw it, you'd probably at least recognize the meme or something.
But I met the guy who hosted it, and I just loved him.
That is so crazy. Yeah. You have met like the most.
She has
Marilyn Manson before he was terrible.
Oof.
And you've just met so many people.
I have.
Oh, you massaged Harry
Connick
Jr.
Parts of Nine Inch Nails.
What?
Like people, band members from Nine Inch Nails.
She's like, I've massaged parts of Nine Inch Nails.
I mean, look, I would be totally fine with massaging parts of Trent Reznor.
I was supposed to massage him after the
show
concert, but he decided no massage.
Rude.
I know, I'm sad.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to get a boner, so he decided not to.
He was like, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to deal with that later.
I would like literally never say no to a massage, even if I fell asleep.
Oh my God, 1,000%. I
never, ever say no to a massage.
No. Animaniacs came out.
Oh.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Okay.
Tombstone.
Oh.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh, good one.
And Benny and June also came out that year.
And Benny and June was filmed right here in Spokane, Washington.
That's why I mentioned it. There's so many movies, big movies,
that
came out in that year. It's wild.
That's crazy. Jurassic Park, Benny and June.
Bing Crosby is from Spokane. That's my piece of random knowledge for
and
listeners.
David Lynch lived in Spokane until he was about 10.
Yep.
And he modeled the town in blue velvet after Spokane.
Huh.
The bass player, I think of Tool, is from here or near here.
That's your palate cleanser.
Yeah, there you go.
Before we even get into it.
There you go.
Okay, so Benny and June also comes out that year. It's also the year that 18-year-old Trisha Picaccio had the whole world in front of her.
Like Carpaccio,
Trisha?
Pistachio.
Oh man, I had it. Picaccio.
Pistachio ice cream would be so good right now.
Okay, yeah, she had the whole world in front of her. She graduated from high school and was set to go to Purdue University. A couple days before she's set to go to college, she enjoys a dinner in a scavenger hunt with her friends.
Oh, fun.
She drives home at 1 a.m. The next day, she's found brutally stabbed to death on her family's doorstep.
Oh, on the doorstep.
Yeah.
So she's 18 because she graduated high school. She's
young 18.
And
That's
sad.
College. So August 14th, 1993, Cook County, Illinois. It's like a suburb of Chicago.
Okay.
There. Trisha Picaccio was found covered in blood, violently stabbed 12 times in the chest, abdomen, arm, and her neck had a gnarly cut.
That's some overkill.
Yeah.
12 stab
But she still had her house key in her hand.
Oh
my God, like she's trying to get...
No.
See, and that's, this reminds me back of Bo Kirk. Like,
The killer was so incredibly strong that when he was stabbing her, he had grabbed her arm and in the process gave it a spiral fracture.
Oh, what is a spiral?
It's
just
like
literally
twist your arm.
It's like
until it breaks.
One of the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the stabbing, her parents were asleep in the house. It was a super hot, humid night, so the family had their window air conditioners on, which is really loud as fuck.
Yeah.
So nobody heard it, not even their dog.
Oh my God. Can you imagine as a parent? Like,
well, the next morning, her father, Rick, found her on the doorstep.
I can't imagine, like, to know that you were home.
Yeah. Oh my God, could you, the thought process of being like, oh, my kid isn't here, and then being like, oh, I'm gonna go see if her car is here, and you open the fucking front door, and there she is. I can't.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
So while Trisha was struggling for her life, she had gotten the killer's DNA under her fingernails from scratching him.
Good girl.
To get away. So there was that. Trisha's mom, Diane, said that she fucking fought that fucker back, but he just stabbed her too many times.
If you're ever getting kidnapped, do that.
Yeah,
especially if you know you're going down, like, you fucking get all the DNA.
So her poor father told a reporter, quote, "How could this be? How come I couldn't help her?" Oh. The father told Savini in an emotional interview, "When they need you the most, you can't help them."
When something about dads, I don't know why. I don't have any daddy issues, literally, and it just makes dads who like genuinely love their kids and just can't. I can't. You hear so many terrible stories about dads that every time it's like one where he's like, my baby died. I just.
So Trisha was said to be sweet, caring, and wonderful. She was described as an angel, and she didn't do drugs. She didn't drink. Her friends said that she was super friendly and usually had a gaggle of friends around her. She was smart, vivacious, and caring. Oh, great. February 21st, 2001, Los Angeles, California. 22-year-old Ashley is getting ready for a date. She had just gotten out of the shower and was about to blow dry her hair. The next day around 9 a.m., her roommate and friend Jennifer opens the door and finds her laying in a pool of blood. Ashley was stabbed over 47 times.
Oh, that one's overkill.
The neck is stabbed and cut so much that she was almost decapitated.
Oh my God.
They showed like a picture, like how they do the bodies and they show where they were injured.
Oh, yeah. Like an autopsy thing. Okay, yeah.
Her neck literally was open.
A hole.
Oh my God.
It was her whole front neck.
Do you have the picture?
That gave me...
No, but I can find it after.
Okay. I won't Google it. Okay. Yeah. Tori's like, I want nothing to do with it. I'm like, can I see?
The floor, walls, carpet, and the door were covered in blood, and there was no evidence of forced entry. Ashley still had her jewelry on. There was a huge wad of cash on the counter as well.
Okay.
She wasn't sexually assaulted either, so they rule out robbery and
the fuck is the motive? Is the motive, so I'm going to claim it the motive is something personal.
Cops and stuff said, like, when someone is stabbed like this, it's incredibly personal, and she was extremely overpowered by him.
Yeah.
He was super strong. So Ashley, she moved from her hometown, San Francisco, to Hollywood for the fashion industry. She was deeply loved, open, and charming. She went to the Fashion Institute in downtown LA.
Oh, and FITM? The Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. When I was in careers classes, I thought I wanted to be in PR because I watched The Hills a lot. Oh, so that's how I know what FITM is.
Oh my God.
Please turn around and do that for the camera so that people can see the face.
Those were my dreams when I was like 12 years old, was to be a Lauren Conrad in Los Angeles.
I have a really hard time with Brody Jenner because at least at that time in his life when he was very young, he was just a total douchebag. But I think he's super hot.
His brother is better.
His brother
is a cutie patootie.
Way better.
Also super hot.
I gotta watch The Hills New Beginnings. I need MTV.
You do. So she moved to LA and she embraced the Hollywood vibe and loved it. She loved her parties and being with the people she loved. There was very many parties. And she's like 19.
Damn.
No, 22, but
still.
Yeah, she's young and partying.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I did. So after
I was married by then.
I
You
told
married young.
I told
did.
like Bren or my mom, I was like, Ashley, not Ashley, fuck. Because I'm looking at the name. I'm like, Emily's not like a normal 20
I'm a very
year-old.
old. It was because I'm an old 28-year-old.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It was not a
I've
bad
been
thing.
old my entire life. I've literally heard that for my entire life.
I'm sure. Yeah,
I'm down
But
for it.
You had to grow up.
I know.
quicker than that.
exactly. Yeah.
So like I'm here for it.
I was like, it's easy. Don't worry, she's not crazy.
I still have my moments, but
no,
I'm
not.
pretty old. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So after the murder is announced, the detective working on the case, Tom Small, gets a call from Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, and this is in the year 2000. No, I went to the year 3000. Nothing was
So it's 20 years ago.
but they
Yeah.
live underwater.
It feels like it was like
And your
couple years ago to
great
We're just gonna
granddaughter
keep ignoring her.
I
is
don't know
doing
what-
fine. That's a song from the fucking I went to the year 3000. It's a full song, and I just sang the whole chorus.
what?
Thank you, American Idol. I accept.
Oh.
I accept the winner's trophy. Hold, please. Been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they live underwater.
Were they little?
And
Like
your
little
great,
kids?
great, great granddaughter
Yeah, they are.
is doing fine. So,
Oh my god, this video is so.
you're welcome for serenading you.
Yeah,
And when you listen to this back, you're gonna send me a message. It's gonna go bing, and I'll fucking put it in here, and you're gonna be like, Emily, you are such a good singer.
Yeah, I'm gonna nope right out of this.
Whoever the goddamn is on American Idol or The Voice, you can call me. My phone number is 509-111-1112.
You can reach me at www.
Dot-
Shut up! I hate you both.
While you're TikTokering.
I don't like
Oh yeah,
that.
follow us on TikTok. I
Do we
think
have anything on TikTok?
I think we have a video of me editing something and also a video of me turning myself into something evil or a serial killer smile or something. We don't really pay.
We're not good with We're good at looking at TikTok.
Yeah, I'm getting-
Watch the TikToks.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a
How to
lot
make
better, so maybe
one.
Thank God
I
you're
don't
in
know how
charge.
to make a TikTok.
I did I say that?
No, I'm saying
Oh, you're
it.
saying
I'm
that.
saying it, like,
Well,
oh my
maybe
God.
I'll control TikTok and you guys can still do Instagram and Facebook.
Please
I'm
do.
still banned from those, but I'm
Yeah.
starting to become addicted to TikTok. To the TikTokers.
To the
Tick, tick,
TikTok.
tick.
Get out.
TikTok.
Okay. All right.
All right.
God, let her tell her story, Emily.
So Tom Small gets a call from Ashton Kutcher.
Kutcher. I
Kutcher.
love him.
Yes, the Ashton Kutcher
The
from
Ashton-
shows like That
That's a
70s
TV
Show,
show.
The Ranch.
Ugh.
He was in
Butterfly Effect.
I tried.
What Happens
Dude,
in
Where's-
Vegas.
Dude,
Dude,
Where's
Where's
My
My Car?
That was a fun one.
I tried to
in the
watch
theater.
The Ranch mainly because Sam Elliott is on it, and also I loved what's his face that played Hyde, Danny Masterson.
The Rapist.
Yeah, and then all that came out, and I was like,
I was going to say Ashton Kutcher if you want to sponsor us.
Ashton Kutcher.
You are.
We both have the same birthday.
or you can come on.
Yeah.
I've
Hey, come
always
on,
loved
Ashton.
him. I've just always thought he was just charming as fuck. I've never seen The Butterfly Effect.
It's good.
Like it's always
Like,
been
surprisingly,
interesting to me.
It's good.
I kind of want to watch it.
I went through kind of a mini Ashton phase and that's why I watched it.
After watching The Purge last night, because we go into our like categories of different kinds of movies that we watch. I think we're gonna do like early 2000s, late 90s, scary thriller
Yeah,
or horror or
you
like
should get into like the
Texas Chainsaw. I was gonna ask you Devil's Rejects because I saw that you posted your thing and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Shit like that. So I'm gonna need a list from you
I can do that.
because he and I go through phases where we play cards and watch
Totally.
Ridiculous amount of movies.
I love that.
Sweet. See, I'm old. See? Swear it is.
It's true.
Marry yourself a 50-year-old at heart person. That's me.
That's Bren. I'm older than Bren, but he's the old fucking
You gotta
man.
marry an old person. They're good.
Okay, so Ashton Kutcher and Ashley were hanging out casually at that time.
Oh.
And that would have been 2001. Would have been prime that
it was
70s
right
show
when he
time.
was getting big, like
Yeah.
starting. So they were hanging out casually with each other, and was the date she was getting ready for. Some people say they were dating romantically, but the detective says they were just hanging out. He was supposed to pick her up to go hang out, and he was running late. And when he got to her home, no one answered the phone. And oh, I just put that in there twice. And no one answered the phone, and no one answered the phone.
My Date with the President's Daughter. Wasn't he in that movie too? In 2000. Oh, God, you guys. He was in a movie called My Date with the President's Daughter, where he asks this girl on a date, and she goes, thanks, I live at 300 Pennsylvania Avenue, or whatever the White House address is. And he's like, sweet. And he pulls up, and it's the fucking White House. Good movie from Disney Channel.
I was going to say, that sounds like a goddamn Disney movie.
Oh, yeah. But, girl. Yeah, you gotta watch it. Continue. Sorry.
Okay. So some say that they were dating casually. Some say that they were like more of an item.
The detective said that he just got out of a relationship. Ashton did, so I'm sure they were fucking. I mean, I would if I was in there. I wouldn't say no. So he was running late. He looks in her window and sees like something looks like spilled wine.
It wasn't Ashton.
Who is it? Who did I say?
No, I said
it.
I'm sorry.
Who was it?
This guy.
What's my favorite from Boy Meets World? Freddy
Oh
or
my
whatever.
God. Eric, right? Wasn't his name Eric?
Eric was the best part of that fucking show.
Okay.
Fucking
Wow, Emily. That is kind of a big difference. That is seal versus sea lion difference.
There was a point where I was explaining it and I looked away and I was like, wait, was that Ashton Kutcher though? But I just went with it. My Date with the President's Daughter does not in fact have Ashton Kutcher in it. And I sang the whole thing and I was so confident.
She was very confident.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
This is why it takes hours. Okay, go for
it. Okay, he looks in the window and he sees something that looks like spilled wine on the floor. And he realizes she's not going to answer and leaves. He feels awful and is going to call her back tomorrow and figure it out. But the police ruled him out as both phone calls were tracked, giving an alibi. Okay, so he's ruled out.
Ashton is ruled out as a suspect.
Ashton's ruled out. So Ashley is involved in a couple relationships at the time. Mark Durbin was another relationship that she was involved in. Mark was her apartment manager, and they were having an affair as Mark was in a relationship with his girlfriend at the time.
Oh.
So
he was getting a break on rent. No, I mean, it's
your
serious...
fucking face. You get a fucking break on rent. Like you were just.
She's like, fuck the man. She better go when she's out. Okay.
What I just meant was like he.
I don't know.
Do you think
maybe?
she'd let a demon take over her life? No.
Girl power. Okay, so in a relationship, and he was the first suspect that could have done this. He has keys to her apartment and didn't want the relationship to be found out. The police searched his house and found no evidence to link him to the murder, so he was ruled out.
I'm sorry, one thing to say that's totally relevant, I swear. I was just telling Bailey, because she's getting her first apartment, and to anyone listening, put a fucking deadbolt that nobody has the key to except you. I don't give a fuck what the law says about the landlord gets a key to your place and the maintenance man has a key to your place and all these random men have keys to your place. No. I don't give a fuck. I would fight that shit. Sue me, bitch. I have a right to keep my fucking home safe. So
especially as a young woman.
Especially as a young woman.
In Seattle.
Like, a young person, anybody living by themselves or with a roommate, whatever, get your own fucking deadbolt.
Yeah. Get your deadbolt!
Rules. Three's a crime rules.
Okay, so the police asked all her friends trying to find any kind of suspect that could do this. They mentioned this weird interaction that Ashley had with a heating and air repairman.
Ew.
Ashley and her friend Chris were working on changing the tire of her car, and out of the dog park that's close to them comes up this dude that looks, quote, very Italian, as the detectives say.
Did he have a dog?
He looked, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he looks Italian.
Okay.
He comes over and offers to help them.
Like Guido,
like Jersey Shore.
Yeah, like,
Jim Tan laundry.
Well, that and like like a wife beater tank top or like a velvet like track.
He's got the black hair,
very tan skin.
Works out all the time.
Tweezes his eyebrows.
Okay. Yeah. So he comes over and offers to help them, but then doesn't help them. The whole time he's just talking with Ashley and being super fucking weird about it.
Nope.
He introduces himself as Mark. No, Mike. I did that a lot. I did that a lot. Mark Mike. He's Mike. So after this, he continued to come to her house, always asking for Ashley and calling her constantly, being a fucking creep. And he would also crash any of the parties that Ashley had.
So there were two very stalkery tendencies from our foes today, our Willem Dafoes today.
Yeah.
Dafoes.
That Instagram post is so
still
funny.
the best one we've ever.
It's funny. I laugh every time I look at it.
Me too. Just his face. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Ass Ripper Land.
I'm sorry, what?
Ass Ripper?
Ass Ripper.
Is that the name of a sex toy? Because it's
probably
the Ass Ripper.
That is not a toy I want.
Send it back. Return to sender.
Okay, so Michael, fuck.
So wait a minute. So the Ass Ripper is still part of.
Wait, just let me.
The Ass Ripper.
Let me tell you why he's the Ass Ripper. So Michael Gargiulo, aka Hollywood Ripper,
right?
AKA Chiller Killer, aka the Boy Next Door Killer, and then my name is Ass Ripper for him.
That's my favorite name.
I was like, these are stupid names.
What was the second one?
Chiller Killer.
It sounds like the ice truck killer from Dexter. Because I always thought that name was so dumb. I don't know why. Ice truck killer. Like, just... Ugh.
I feel like
Chiller Killer
sounds super 80s.
Yeah. And then the Boy Next Door Killer is just...
That sounds like an after-school special.
Yeah. So Ass Ripper was from... I call him Ass Ripper and Mike. Kind of intertwined. Ass Ripper is from Glenview, Illinois, which is a suburb northwest of Chicago. He was one of 7 children and later told a psychologist that his father was abusive to him and his siblings, but none of these claims have been corroborated. Growing up in his neighborhood, he had a reputation of being a bully and quick to anger. His friend Scott Olson said he was fucking wild. Quote,
wild, man.
Quote, this guy would go from normal to crazy. Oh no, what did I just do?
Demon overtook her. Oh no.
I got it. Okay, so Scott says this guy would go from normal to crazy in like a second. The switch would flip and he would just become almost inhuman.
Ooh.
Ass Ripper lived around the corner.
Stop! I don't know what it is. I just think that's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Oh my god. Sorry. That's your palate cleanser is I can't hold it together anytime you say Ass Ripper.
So, Mike the Ass Ripper, he lived around the corner from the Piccaccio family.
Okay. So many Italian names.
Piccaccio was friends with Mike, and they both went to high school with Trisha. And Trisha was older than them. And he was also a suspect, one of the suspects for her murder.
Okay.
So he was a motherfucker, was always working out and being a dick. That's what I wrote.
GTL. GTD. Working out and being a dick. I think that's a t-shirt.
Oh my god, yes, right.
Working out and being a dick. I'm here for that. Yeah, write that down right now.
All right. In 2019, a woman came forward saying she was raped by Mike in 1995.
Ooh.
At the time, she was 17, so her name is protected. She said that he handcuffed her, removed her pants, and then sexually assaulted her. She testified in 2019 saying, quote, "I was terrified. I didn't even want to move. I was petrified." Mike was also part of a batter incident at Glenbrook South High where he went. He was also caught breaking into cars and pled guilty to burglary, and he was ordered to pay $200 and put on an 18-month probation.
$200, huh?
Yeah.
Like, woo-woo.
In the late 90s, Mike followed his brother to LA. He did training in martial arts and boxing, which is terrifying. And he was usually working as a bouncer in LA, and he worked at the Rainbow Bar on Sunset Boulevard. And then I put, I've drank there.
Of course you have.
The bar is famous for being known as like the party bar for all the rock and glam bands.
Oh, cool.
So Lenny from Motorhead was a fixture there. I didn't see him when I was there, though. It was sad, but I did see the drummer of Guns N' Roses. Okay, so now back to the police searching for this shit tit. Unfortunately, with this being the early 2000s, there's no social media, so no one really knows any other information about him, aside from his name being Mike, and that he works on furnaces and air conditioners. At one point, Ashley's roommate, Justin, is walking home from another party. As he gets close to his house, he sees fucking Mike sitting in his truck, watching the house.
Creepy.
Justin did not like this.
No.
And when he wakes up in the morning, he's still there watching.
Do you guys remember, did you ever see the movie with
Fear?
Yes.
What?
Mark Wahlberg and
What's it
Reese
called?
Witherspoon
This is one you will shit your
and
pants
Gil
over.
Grissom.
What's it called?
Fear.
Fear.
Oh. I've asked like 4 times and you
She
just
said
keep
it.
talking.
I
I
did.
know.
She said it.
I didn't
Fear.
hear. Okay, fear. Okay.
What just happened?
Fear.
Oh, fear.
Okay, fear. Oh, jeez. I would sit on Mark Wahlberg's face.
Okay, so the motherfucker is still watching from his truck in front of the house. Then ass ripper comes out, knocks on the door, and Justin opens it, but Mike just walks right in there, no invitation, demanding to know where Ashley was.
Huh.
Before the murder.
Okay.
So Mike disappeared right after her murder, but then a couple months later, he came back. Mark Durbin, the manager, then sees him and talks to him, asking Mike where he's been. Mike says, "Who? My name is Tony."
What?
And this guy has talked to Mike many times at the parties.
No. My name
no.
is Tony.
My name is Tony.
That is some real desperate gaslighting there.
Actually,
Yeah.
Like,
you're crazy. My name
So
is
Mike Tony is telling Mark, that's
Another
his new
Italian
name.
name.
Mike Tony is
Mike.
telling Mark
like
about
Justin Bobby. Back to the Hills reference. You
Oh,
old
God.
sons of bitches.
Oh no. Okay, so he's telling Mark about a lawsuit that he has against the city for being hit by a city dump truck or some shit. Mark then tells Detective Tom about this interaction, just saying, what in the goddamn hell?
right?
So Tom does some random searching through the databases trying to find an accident like that. And he finds one where a pup runs out in the street and gets hit by a car, but the baby is fine.
Okay, God. Oh, God.
The baby's fine.
Okay.
So he's walking the dog, but the woman driving the car is terrified of Mike Tony. He starts screaming and yelling at her, like just freaking her out. And then she just fucking leaves because she's like,
You're fucking crazy.
who knows what he's
Right.
gonna do. So the detective finds out what his real name is and his address from all of this. And guess what?
Mark Tony.
He lived a block and a half away from Ashley.
Oh, that doesn't look good for you, Mark Tony.
No,
Mark Tony.
So he shows Mike Tony's picture to all of her friends, and they all ID him.
Wait, is it Mark Tony
Mike
or
Tony?
Mike Tony.
Because he calls himself to Mike Tony, but there's a Mark. That's why I kept fucking it up.
I know, that's okay. That's all right. No,
but Mike
okay.
Tony, Mark doesn't come up again.
Okay. If we say Mark from this point on, we actually mean
Mike Tony.
Yeah.
Ass ripper.
I said.
Okay, so they all ID him from his picture, and they all say, "There's the fucking weird ass dude, Mike the AC guy," is what he called himself as well.
The ass ripper. The AC ass ripper.
In one of Ashley's pictures of her posing with her friends at a party, Mike Tony is in the background of the picture.
No, thank you.
It is so fucking creepy.
That is so like a Criminal Minds discovery.
Like
searching the victim's room and they see the guy in the background.
And it's just like hiding in the corner.
Nope.
That's gross.
Nope.
So after all of this, Mike T is nowhere to be found. He just fucking disappears because of course he does. He's really good at that. So in 2002, Detective Lou Sala from Cook County, Illinois, comes to LA, and Lou Sala went there asking Tom about a suspect that they have for a murder. Tom asks who the suspect is, and Lou is like, stupid fucking Mike, who also happens to be ass ripper Mike Tony.
Mike Tony.
And then both of the detectives look into each other's eyes and realize they're looking for the same man.
Oh.
And then they embrace and make out.
Oh my god.
Is that a little Lindsey creative license?
They're not making out.
They're
really.
in love.
I don't know, but I'd go see that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
They figure all of this out that they're looking for the same guy. So Tom then works with the tactical department to track down Mike in LA.
More like a tractical department, am I right? I hate myself.
Oh God, get out. After weeks of work, they find his address finally, and Tom sends 4 detectives out to pick him up. So he's still in LA, moving around the city trying to hide from the police. Mike walks up on them by accident while they're trying to get him, and he realizes he's caught. So then he rushes the 4 guys, creating a huge fight in the middle of the road. And 2 detectives have to go to the hospital.
Oh my
for
God.
injuries. That's how brutal he is.
I mean, he's the ass ripper.
He's the fucking ass ripper. He's just like
ass ripper.
He's ridiculous. So motherfuckers too strong for this shit. And so they put Mike in the police car. The detectives all go in search in his apartment. And apparently there's nothing in the main part of his apartment. No bedding, just basic furniture.
Okay.
When they go into his room, they find his horror movie action figures all over the walls.
Horror movie?
Horror.
I have to say horror. Because his horror movies, I just have to. Okay.
I know.
I'm sorry.
No, I always think it too. So, okay.
The damn words.
Now, this LA detective Tom Selleck is apparently very offended by these toys. And I'm upset right now about it. He says instead of pictures on his wall, he has these bloody toys on the wall. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure.
Oh, okay.
This guy would not have done well in your house.
Yeah, seriously.
No. I said, now, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I have those exact figures.
She literally has a chainsaw tattoo on her body that I'm looking at.
I have horse shit all over my house, and I'm not running around stabbing people and being a super fucking creepy ass.
Also wearing a t-shirt with Jason and Freddy on it.
Yeah.
Literally as we speak.
Yes.
So while wearing pink headphones, reading from a purple iPad, and writing notes in her unicorn colored notebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Lindsey for ya.
In a
me.
nutshell.
That's me.
So I'm not doing that, and Texas Chainsaw is my fucking favorite. Where am I then committing these heinous crimes? So that was just like I got really mad. So they have Mike and they take him to the hospital to draw his blood to get his DNA and shit. While the detectives are at the hospital waiting, Mike starts asking these random suspicious questions. Like, quote, how long does DNA stay on the body if a case is over 10 years old and there's maybe some blood on the keys? Can you get DNA on that?
Whoa.
Exactly what he said.
I just have a quick question. If I did this, how do I not get caught?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like, so the cops were like, okay.
If you found this girl on her doorstep and she was stabbed,
how long would you be able to tell it was me?
He's like, when does the statute of limitations end on murder?
Exactly. So the detectives just nod their heads and write it all down.
Good.
Pretty much.
Good.
So, after the DNA has been processed, Tom sends it to Lou, the other detective in Illinois, and they run it, and it's a direct match from the skin that was under Trisha's nails.
Oh, man.
But
Good job, Trisha, though. Good job.
Good job, yeah.
Detective Lou Sala had to convince the lab people to run her DNA one more time since the technology was way more advanced than it was in 93.
Yeah.
Damn.
So they finally get a DNA match, and he goes in search of Mike and is told that he moved to LA. So he gets a hold of him and sets up an appointment to meet him in LA, but then, of course, he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
So they're still searching.
So he knows that, but he knows at this point that the cops are onto him.
Yeah. So even with this evidence, the state's attorney decides not to press any charges. Apparently, during the 93 investigation, one of Mike's friends and other witnesses spotted Trisha and Mike together 2 days before her murder. So this is what happened. Trisha is walking down the road to her house, and Mike and his friend, Scott Olson, again, I think his only friend, are driving down the street and pull over to see if she wants a ride to her house. She gets in the back seat while Scott and Mike are in front. 2 blocks after that, they drop her off at home. So that's pretty much the interaction. So the state attorney didn't want to prosecute Mike based on DNA alone, and none of the witnesses were solid enough to back up the case, and he didn't want to have a fucked up case, have Mike go free,
right? Because then he can't try him again.
Yeah.
So then this man is free, roaming the streets of LA. And now you're gonna go on a break with us. Break time. All right, and we're back.
We're back.
Back. All right, so
with the ass ripper.
Back with the ass ripping bitches. All right, December 1st, 2005, in El Monte, California. It's in LA County. So this case is worked by a different detective, Mark Lillenfield, because it's a different jurisdiction. And El Monte is like 25 miles from LA. Okay. So on December 1st, 2005.
Oh man, 2005.
A 911 call is placed for the murder of Maria Bruno. Her estranged husband is the one who found her and called 911 immediately. She had been stabbed about 20 times.
God.
Her neck was also brutally cut wide open from ear to ear.
Gross.
It's huge.
Can I ask a quick question? What is the time period between these murders? Like, is it like years or weeks or months?
Because Ashley is 2001, Maria Bruno is 2005. Okay. But they also think that
there may be more
victims.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out like what his cooling off period was after he was doing these. I need to stop trying to solve the crime. Like,
so when Detective Mark gets to the apartment, he finds that everything is still kind of in boxes and in disarray, but otherwise it's fucking clean, like super clean.
Weird.
And that's weird. He finds her on her bed covered in blood. They found no fingerprints, DNA, and nothing that was foreign to the apartment. They do find one of those little blue plastic booties you wear over your shoes.
Like in a hospital?
Yeah, so
the
you don't like
shoes, yeah. So
or like if go to houses and you don't
track in dirt.
Right.
Yeah.
The little slippery things.
Yeah. Okay, so the little booty was sitting by the pool area next to in the apartment complex.
I'm sorry. Did you say the little booty?
The little booty. The little blue booty.
Oh,
That's
the
what
booty.
they kept calling it.
Got it.
Yeah. I was like, what do you think she meant?
Like booty.
A blue
I thought
one?
She was calling somebody a little booty. Sorry, I'd already forgotten about the blue booty. I'm good.
That was funny.
Well, I'm glad you're not trying to solve the case then anymore.
I know, right?
A blue booty?
So they find a drop of blood on the booty, but sadly, the blood was
Stop
Maria's.
with the ass ripper, and now I can't stop every time she says booty.
I don't know why you thought that's what it was when we just explained it.
I know. And I was part of the conversation too. I don't know.
Oh my god. That was
Okay. Oh, okay. And also to get into the complex, you must know the code or a person you're visiting. So it's not easy to get in there.
Right.
Okay.
So Maria was an immigrant from Central America when she was young. She was 32 years old. And she was married for 7 to 8 years.
Are we killing? Just continue.
Just go.
Just ignore
just
me.
Power through, man.
Yeah.
They were married for 7 to 8 years, and they had twin babes that were around 2 to 3, along with 2 other kids she had.
Oh dear.
Got it.
So she had moved into a new apartment as her and the husband seemed to be amicably separated.
Okay.
So the day before her murder, her estranged husband and she went out drinking and reminiscing about the good times they had. The kids were being watched by a nanny at the time at the husband's place. So when they get to Maria's apartment, they fucking bang.
They do? Are they gonna get back together? Is that what their intention was to get?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're married, but they're not legally divorced. They're just separated right now.
They're just separated.
Oh, and they were trying to work it out.
After the fucking, the husband goes home, relieving the nanny. He sleeps for a bit, and then goes back to her apartment to drive her to work.
He bones her. It's like, I'm
Comes
gonna
back.
go just take a nap real quick, and then just come back. I'll take you to work.
Yep.
I guess he couldn't sleep at her house. No. Why?
He had the kids.
Yeah, because she had the kids. Oh,
And yeah,
He had to go relieve the babysitter.
yeah. So he goes to drive her. He knocks and calls, but can't get a hold of her. He doesn't have a key, but he knows the screen is out of one of her windows, and the window is slightly open. So he crawls through the window into the apartment. He goes into her room and finds her stabbed to death on the bed. And after a ton of interrogation, they rule him out.
Okay.
So they find out from Maria's friend that she had a super weird encounter 2 days before she was murdered. She was she was moving things into the apartment, and her hands were full, and her door was open, and a dude walks into the apartment. Alarming Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck, dude? Get out!" And he's all, "I live across the courtyard from you."
Yeah, that's not an invitation to come into my house.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
So then the detectives go into super search mode for this dude, and they can't find him. So while Ass Ripper is stalking and killing women, he's married with a kid.
Oh
No.
What?
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
What a fucker.
But that's all I could find.
How do people have
on
time
that.
for that? I don't know how.
Well, the guy was like, and people say he's nice and approachable, and they loved him.
Okay, well.
I was just surprised he was able to have a double life because he
Yeah.
seems so unhinged.
But it's just so creepy how many of them do. I mean,
Yes,
BTK was definitely unhinged, and I mean, nobody would have,
No,
you
nobody
know,
did.
nobody expected him. Nobody
But they do try to
suspected
blend
him.
in. They want
BTK
to.
is such a fucking loser.
He's the worst.
He's the fucking worst.
Oh, you have to fill out this big form, and
Like-
then I have to approve you if I want to talk to you. 'Cause
I
'Cause I'm
literally,
important.
is
I
he
know.
alive?
Have you watched
Mhm.
Mindhunter?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
I'm sad they never came out with a.
He's talked about doing it in third season now.
Good, because he was just like, I don't really know.
'Cause
And I
of
was like,
COVID.
no, I read it was like he just didn't know if he wanted to.
Oh.
It was just like, yeah, we're working on other stuff right now. It's not really a priority. And I was like, you better get
Makes me
there.
sad. David Fincher, please.
It's a priority for me.
Yeah, but BTK is a fucking loser, and
yeah, Emily really hates BTK.
I fucking think he's such a loser. Suck his own dick.
All right,
Ass
April
ripper.
28th, 2008, Santa Monica, California. I'm done. A frantic call. On April 28th, 2008, a frantic 911 call is made from an apartment in Santa Monica. When they get to the scene, they find 26-year-old Michelle Murphy. She tells the police that some motherfucker just came to her apartment and attacked her with a knife.
Oh, okay.
She had her window open a little because it was super hot out. So motherfucking Mike climbs
Tony
up the second story window and cuts the screen open with his knife. Oh. He then makes sure the door is unlocked so he has a quick getaway. Then he goes to Michelle's room. She wakes up to him straddling her chest and literally stabbing her in the chest.
Oh my god.
She wakes
Can you
up to
imagine?
that.
Nope.
So this fucking woman is amazing. She struggles to fight him, and he also ends up stabbing himself in the process. And they show a picture of her hand that she was using to defend herself. It's just red and mangled. It's
jeez.
I want to see so many of these photos.
So as she's struggling and fighting him, and she's able to get her feet from out under him, and she fucking kicks him in the dick.
Good. Seriously.
So he stands up after falling off her being
Right.
hit in the dick, still holding the knife, looks at her and says, "I'm sorry," and runs away.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Not where I was expecting that to go.
Yeah, me either.
So
Little bitch.
Oh, and okay, so he runs away. She couldn't see his face clearly, but he's bleeding his own blood, as he should, all over her apartment, which is the best evidence.
She's like, that's right, get blood everywhere, bitch.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So they have the blood run through the DNA, and they get a match on an old case in Illinois. And it's fucking Mike.
It's fucking Mike Tony.
So Santa Monica police tell LA Detective Tom where he lives now. He lived 30 feet from Michelle.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Creepy.
So June 6th, 2008, they arrest him.
Good.
Charge him with attempted murder and is held on $1.1 million bail. The police need more evidence linking him to all the murders, so LA Tom goes and re-interviews Ashley's friends. Her friend Monica was super close to Ashley, and she helped plan that huge party that picture
was taken at, yeah.
So, so this girl, she loses it, as she should, and goes into the fetal position on the couch. The picture with him in the back behind them, the picture of him behind them, the creepy picture, devastated her while she was talking to Tom. And she goes, there's something I never told anyone. I just thought of it. When they were planning that party at Ashley's, they were alone and the door was locked. In walks Mike with a key.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So that's really good circumstantial evidence.
Why would they not change the locks after he did that?
Because I think it all happened really close together.
Right.
The party and then the murder.
Right.
Fuck.
So now the key is circumstantial evidence, and it proves that there was no forced entry in it.
Right. And explains why there was no forced entry.
Yeah.
The police figure out that they can link Mike living in the complex the same time Maria lived there, and his DNA to the blue booty that was found with a drop of blood. During this time, other people have lived in Mike's old apartment, but the police go and search it anyway. At the time they search, it's unoccupied but super clean. And they look up in the attic and they find a bag with a matching blue booty in it. And with all of this evidence, they're able to connect the 3 murders in one attack. They're all stabbed to death, and the killer was left-handed, and the weapon is always a big old knife. And Mike always lived close to it. He lived across
the weapon
the
was always a
courtyard.
what?
What?
What did you say? The weapon was
A big old knife. It's
a
always
big
a
old
big
knife. I heard it was the big old part. I was like, a what knife? A big. Okay, big old knife.
Yes. So.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So he lived across the courtyard in the apartment complex from Maria.
Literally in the same complex across the fucking courtyard.
Yeah.
Why do people do that? Like, don't murder people. Anyway, don't attack people. But, like, if you're gonna, why would you be like, you don't look nice to my neighbor?
He thinks he's invincible. He thinks he's the smartest man in the world.
Maybe they're just, like, especially lazy, and they're like,
that's because they think
too much work.
Yeah. It's yeah.
They just think they can get away with it because they're so smart, Mark Tony.
Exactly. On September 4th, 2008, LA prosecutors charged him with the murder of Ashley and Maria on top of the attempted murder charge. As this shit hits the media fan, they all find out that Ashton Kutcher was friend/dating one of the victims, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
So he's used as a drawing point for the media, and the media then starts calling him the Hollywood Ripper.
Ass ripper.
Like, I just feel so bad for Ashton, where it's like, you know, this guy goes out with this chick on maybe like a couple dates or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's embroiled in this like
long ass
like investigation and the tabloids and the whole thing, which it was just like I just had the
we were just hanging
fortune of like hanging out with this chick a few times,
and I was late. So all the psychologists that were on Snap, they were super annoyed because giving him Mike the Hollywood Ripper name gives him satisfaction of being a famous serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
So they were not very happy.
Yeah.
And soon after this, 48 Hours does a story on the case and talks about how Trisha's murder is linked to him, but not officially. I tried to watch that, but it wouldn't work for me.
Oh.
But so somebody who watched the 48 Hours, who lived in upstate New York, starts talking about how he worked with Mike in Hollywood doing security for a bar. And during that time, Mike bragged while drinking, "I buried the bitch." And then said something like, "Just kidding. I left the bitch to die."
Oh my God.
So after this and the DNA evidence, they finally charged him with the murder of Trisha in 2008.
Wow.
So after he's tried in LA, he'll be extradited to Cook County for the murder of her.
Okay.
So on May 4th, 2012, Mike was about to stand trial in LA. If he's convicted, he could face the death penalty. This motherfucker goes through 5 defense attorneys.
Oh, wow.
From 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
He's then like, "I'll represent myself."
Oh, God, Ted Bundy.
Yep, because I'm the smartest person in the world. Then the DA had to directly talk with him only instead of the lawyer. So they had to deal with him. And this fucking move also puts him in contact with the photos of his alleged victims.
Right. They can't deny him that stuff.
The DA had to litigate what he could and couldn't have in his cell, since these crime scene photos were his most favorite kind of porn.
Oh,
so they had to
God.
Yeah. So he was able to delay this trial with constant change of defense attorneys. And the final judge of the trial said, "Here's the date. Get your shit together. It's happening now." And so, of course, he then gets himself a lawyer.
Oh, my God.
So May 2nd, 2019, his trial finally begins. So this whole fucking thing has been going on for 26 years.
That is literally almost how old I am.
Yeah.
So
from 1993 to finally being tried in 2019. Michelle Murphy was going to be on the stand for the prosecution, and this poor woman had an entire entourage with her, so she felt safe enough to do it. She's not on any shows. She's no current pictures.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "No, I don't want any of that shit."
Yeah.
So she had to sit there and talk about the horrific fucking things that she had to go through, and then point at him and say, "This is the man that tried to kill me."
Like Mary Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
So one of the psychologists that talked to on Snap they asked the psychologist how would Mike feel while she was saying stuff about him. And they were like, he would probably feel crabby and inconvenienced that he even had to be there in the first place. And they showed his face and it looks like that. So she's a badass bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Then during the trial, Mike also pulled out the "I'm sick of mental illness, so it's not my fault." And then I got mad again.
You know, no wonder people don't believe mental illness
Yeah.
is real. It's just like your first claim when there's all this evidence against you. You're like,
yeah, I was out of
It's
control.
not my fault. I'm sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
like fuck you.
I was like, which yes, but it just makes me mad when it's used like that.
Yeah.
And his defense attorney said that he had a mental health disorder that's listed in the DSM-5 book, but they didn't say what he had, but they just said that. So they then said that Ashley was killed. So the defense was like, oh no, Ashley was killed by Mark and Maria was killed by her husband.
Okay.
And then old Ashton Kutcher testifies during trial, telling his side of the story.
Oh, that is where I saw it because he
had like the mustache on and a suit.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I wasn't crazy. I knew that I had saw it and I was like, Ashton Kutcher dated someone who died? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Okay.
That's
That's
Ashley.
where it was.
Yeah.
God. Oh.
Okay, so on August 15th, 2019, Mike was found guilty of all the things by the jury.
Good.
Victim impact statements are then given so the jury can give their recommendations for the death penalty or not. And after hearing all of the statements, the jury is unanimously agreed he deserves the death penalty. So finally, on July 16th, 2021, due to delays from COVID and him appealing, he was finally charged with the death penalty. And after that whole process of the trial is over, he'll then be sent to Illinois to be tried for Trisha.
Wow.
So Ass Ripper has been called a serial sexual thrill killer. Or Dr. Reed Malloy, who is a forensic psychologist, says, quote, homicidal fury at this level often involves a fusion of sexuality and aggression. And he's also a consultant for the FBI.
Huh.
Wow.
And Mike also told LA homicide detective Mark, he said, quote, he was an air conditioner repairman and was in thousands of homes over the years.
Yeah,
I hate
like
that.
And he said, because 10 women in those homes were killed and his DNA was present doesn't mean he murdered anyone. So this dropped that bomb on them and said nothing else. And then so the detective is like, there has to be more.
Oh my God.
More
Okay.
people.
Okay. Well, fuck.
So that's it.
That's it. That's the ass
And he
ripper
was
of
just-
Hollywood.
Yeah, he was just in California. He got the death penalty. That's hard.
Is intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he's even gonna like be? When's the last time someone in California like actually
was executed. I don't know.
was executed?
I don't know. I think it's. Well, I mean, he's got to go through another trial.
Yeah, he'll.
How old is he?
Probably 40s.
I mean, young-ish. It's not like he's like 65.
He was born in 1976, February 15th.
He's 3 years older than me. He's 45.
40, yeah. Oh. Well, geez, man.
That's the Hollywood Ripper.
So, Ass Ripper.
Ass Ripper. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
I love you.
And
Remember who you are and what you wrote. Oh.
and what you represent.
Yeah, I love you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. We put out new episodes every single Wednesday, and if you're impatient like me, be sure to become a Patreon where you can get your episodes early each week. For as little as $2 a month, you not only significantly support the production of this podcast, but you'll also get ad-free episodes in addition to them being early. Go to patreon.com/threesacrime podcast. For pictures, videos, and links related to this episode, be sure to check out our Instagram at threesacrime. And for more information, go to threesacrime.com.